37 days away from one of the most watched events, non-contact, the National Football League has. Dude, they do so many great things. Let's see. They have the Super Bowl, right? Then they get into free agency. Then what they do is they have the NFL draft, then the releasing of the schedule. Then you have June 1, and before you know it, you're in training camp, and you're teeing it up and kicking it off, and you got the Thursday night game that's going to be in Seattle. Hey, I got to tell you, is that Seattle game? Where's Seattle play the Eagles? I mean, where does Seattle play this year? Where's that Seattle and Eagle game? Is that thing in Philadelphia? Or is that in Seattle? I think it's in Seattle, right? Is that game in Seattle? Seattle. Oh, hang on. So you're telling me that the opening game on Thursday night, that bad puppy could be in Seattle? And it could be the Seahawks and Eagles? Is that right? Somebody confirm that for me if that game is indeed in Seattle. Is that bad puppy up there? Hollywood Brown. We're going to get to that guy in a minute here. We haven't won. Seattle got worse, but not you, right, RC3? Not you. You got better. Yeah, I know. Yeah, right? Hey, Flex, how about the Eagles, the last two Super Bowl champions? Oh, my God. How about that? So, Boston, really? That thing's a home game for Seattle? I'm going to put the last two Super Bowl winners, and I'm going to put the last two Super Bowl winners in the opening Thursday night game. How you doing, baby? That's how you kick off the season. Have the Eagles go to Seattle. Yeah, we not playing the Seahawks opening night. Why not? Why not? It'd be a great opener. The last two Super Bowl champions playing on opening night, Thursday night. Why not? Oh, I know, Prince, because you have an inside scoop. Hey, Sills, at least they got a wide receiver who can go catch the overthrows. How you doing with Hollywood Brown? Okay? Sileo slow? Hey, Prince, if I'm slow, you're stupid. Eagles got better today. Another one-year Temu deal. Oh, my God. Hollywood RC3 says that they got better today with Hollywood Brown. What a shitty sign. Hollywood Brown, what did he have? 49 catches, 587. Well, wait a minute. He's the third guy in the wheel. So he's the third wide receiver. So whatever. He got better today. Hey, wait a minute. You know what? I'm going to concede. RC3, you are dead right. He's better. No, is he better than Jahan Dotson? Let me think. Is he? I don't know. Let me flip the shitty coin. What would be who's shittier? Hollywood Brown or Jahan Dotson? Let me think. I don't know. I have to get back to you on that. Oh my God. I think Dotson might be better than this guy. Only one Hollywood here. It's Hogan. How you doing, bro? 587 for a third wide receiver is a bad signing. Yeah, when he was their fucking number 2 guy in Kansas City, douchebag. Hey, you know what? That was so typical. Hold on here. So let me see where he was in the Kansas City Chiefs. And this guy's trying to make you feel that this was a great sign. Well, let's see what he was in Kansas City. Let's go here and see what Hollywood Brown was in Kansas City. And this guy probably was their one. And he was probably the one in Kansas City. So let's take a look at this. Hollywood Brown. So Hollywood Brown was the number 2 wide receiver. No, he was the number 1 wide receiver in Kansas City because Kelsey's the tight end. So the number 1 wide receiver in Kansas City had 49 catches and 587 yards. And he's like, well, hey, that's a great sign for us. Well, what do you think his numbers are going to be as the number 3 guy in Philadelphia? You think those numbers are going to be the same? Because your quarterback spreads the ball out? And Hollywood Brown is elite. Yeah. He had Patrick Mahomes. He had Patrick throwing in the ball. Patty threw to everyone. That's right. He spreads the ball around. Quarterback in Philly doesn't spread anything but jam on toast. You see what the Broncos gave up? We're going to get to all of this. I promise you. Here, let's see what Dumb Reyes says. Sills likes to pick because he likes Hollywood on the Oscars. Hey, not a bad take, Dumb. Hey, Dumb Reyes, not bad. Patrick Mahomes has been ass the last 3 years. Your quarterback has stunk the last 3 years. If Patrick Mahomes is ass, so wait a minute. Let's take a look at what this guy says. Patrick Mahomes has been ass the last 3 years. So I got to take a look at that. Let me show you what Eagle fan really is. He's been ass the last 3 years. So here's Patrick Mahomes the last 3 seasons in the NFL. In 2023, he threw for 4,183 and 27 touchdowns. In 24, he threw for 39, 28, and 26 touchdowns. And last year, he still outplayed your boy. He threw 3,500 yards and 14 touchdowns and 22 touchdowns and 35.87. And he's ass. And by the way, on success rate, on yards per game, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest in NFL history. And if that guy's ass, Hurts is awful. Sure, you think he was over Rice and worthy now. So you really think he was over Rice and worthy now? I don't think anything of Hollywood Brown. I don't think anything of him. I think he's a dude. So Hollywood AJ DeVonta will try to fight for receptions outside the numbers since they can't throw across the middle. That's a great take. Let me give you my take on this. I don't know, 1 year up to 6.5. I don't know what you want me to say. Jaylen definitely went Hollywood. He's on a book tour instead of learning how to read a defense. Brand over everything. Hey, listen, like I said, everyone does this. Everyone does it. Don't have a problem really with it. I just want you to know what it is. They're polishing the brand. And what a better way to do it than, hey, by the way, I'd rather have them doing it with kids, making an impact in inner city kids, than doing it with something else that's dumber. That's not dumb. That's a good thing. But it's polishing the brand. Hey, and it's okay. This is what guys do. Actors and actresses do this. Remember something. You're a TV star when you play in the NFL. Hey, get this. Okay? Get this. So, if you don't have NFL football or college football on your network doesn't survive. What we do and talk about football and sports, 96 of the top 100 television shows were like football and NFL football. The rest was filled in by college football, baseball, college basketball, live programming and sports. Nobody watches those bullshit TV shows. ABC and CBS would not be around if it wasn't for the NFL. They wouldn't be around. Nobody watches those woke-ass shows. I mean, what we do every day here, and we talk football, and we talk sports outside of football a little bit, those other shows suck. I'm sure this will be an intellectual convo here. This is why you're retarded. The Seahawks have to play us at the link, so explain how we can play them opening. I asked the question. I thought they were on. I asked the question, Prince. I didn't know for sure. Did you not hear me? Jesus Christ, this is why you're fucking dumb. I asked, are we playing them at the link or in Seattle? I didn't know. Did you not hear that? Or did you hear only 5 seconds of what I said? Of course you didn't, because you like to think you're right on shit. Okay? You're an imbecile. You are just an imbecile. Another team was signing by Howie Roseman, the penny pincher in Philly. We go back here. Elite. I got it. Thank you very much. That's what makes Prince a dumbass. Did you not hear me ask you? Is that game at the link or in Seattle? Of course you didn't hear it, because you hear what you only want to hear. Holy shit, guy. Yeah, right. Whatever, guy. Your day's done too. Sills, hurting feelings here. What? Yeah. Let's see. Hurts was an okay dual threat. No, he wasn't as okay as a dual threat. I thought he was really good. Let's see here. Jaylen is about to learn what it's like to be McNabb, a bad wide receiving core with expectations to be a Super Bowl team. Dude, Sales mad. Brown trade talks were Hollywood Brown and not AJ. He got finessed. Toof, man. Wow. This dude took a swing and fell down. Lamar was trash last year, but what bothers me about Lamar is that losing doesn't seem to bother him. It looks like he could care less. Yeah, I don't go there with that. I like Lamar. I do. You maximize what a player does well and you minimize what they don't. When you do that with Jalen Hurts, you get 2 Super Bowls and you win one. I agree with that. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Oh, wait. Now we're not going there. Yeah, unless there's something smart from that guy, which highly is unlikely from Crowley. Brown signing makes me optimistic in the offseason's direction. The Packers' approach would be beneficial with this team. What's been the approach? Who have they signed that made you feel good? Okay? Seals, do you think Denver overplayed for Waddle? Let me get to that. Let me go there now. So listen, the Hollywood Brown deal. Here, I would do this. Hollywood Brown, it's a dude. I don't have any other, I don't know what to say about it. It's like another okay player. I think he's okay. I think in the role they're asking him to be in, I think it's okay. He's going to be the third wideout as of right now. Here's your problem, though. If that dude's your number 2, I think you got a problem. And when they move AJ and your wide receiving core, so, hey, get this. Okay? When AJ gets traded, DeVonta Smith and Hollywood Brown and Darius Cooper is your wide receiving core? No. He's going to be your number 2, dumb Reyes. Flip-flopped in 5 minutes? For a number 3? It's okay. Bro, Hollywood Brown is a dude. Sills, H. Brown's strength is his speed. He takes the top. Okay, so in a West Coast offense, name me a West Coast offense that had burners on it. Jerry Rice ran 4.7s. I mean, the greatest show on turf, they didn't have burners. They had Torrey Holt, and who else did they have on that team? They didn't have like Haas. You didn't run a West Coast offense with McNabb. Seals, do you think the Broncos paying up to a 1 and a 3 for Waddle's the asking price? I'm going to swear to you I'm going to get to that. Well, gee, it's only been 6, let's see, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In his 7th year, he's going to throw for 4,700 yards and 32 touchdowns. Isaac Bruce, thank you, guys. Howie wanted more than what Miami got. I don't believe Jaylen Waddle's that great a player. I think he's a really good player. There you go, Hollywood. West Coast is all about route running and changes at the offensive line. Very smart. You have been well schooled in football, my friend, unlike Dom Reyes. Hollywood is a journeyman. He's like a sixth man on a hoop team. That's a great analogy. I completely agree. Listen, like I said, hey, Sills, is the what do you make of a Hollywood Brown sign? I don't know. Like, I guess it's a sign. Like, what do you make it a Hollywood Brown sign? I don't know. I guess it's okay. I guess. Jaylen is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl. You lost me when he won a Super Bowl. You think just because – so what? Hey, Spaz, so Sam Darnold's a top 3 quarterback too then, right? Or top 5. Is that what your take is? Sam Darnold's a top 5, right? So Sam Darnold's a top 5 because he won a Super Bowl. Yes? So Sam Darnold's a top 5. He's not top. He's top 3. So Sam Darnold's top 3 because he won a Super Bowl. So you'd rather have Sam Darnold, Spaz, over Joe Burrow, right? Hey, Spaz, you'd rather have him over Joe Burrow, right? Is that right? Over Joe Burrow. Depends on the offense. Only here can you get absolutely awesome content like this. Darnold has 28 wins and 31 in 2 years. In what world is that not top 3? Okay, so wait a minute. Actually, I think you're wrong. 14-3. 14-3. That's 28-6. And he's, what is he? He's 4-1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. He's 3-1 in the playoffs in the last 2 years. So you're looking at what? 31-7? He's 31-7 in 2 years. So now he's elite, right? Jaylen, top 1 on my cut list. Sam Darnold beat the Patriots because they sucked and he had a running game. Jaylen had to win completely throwing the ball, take away Sam's running game, and we don't win the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold beat the – yeah, we got that. You changed it. Sam Darnold beat the Patriots because they suckered and he had a running game. Jaylen had to win completely throwing the ball. I don't know what that means. That's Sam's thing. Sam Darnold. I got it. Let's see here. The deal is $5 million. It's $5 million. It's $5 million. It's a $5 million deal. Okay? It's a $5 million deal. And that's way more than the Eagles have spent on wide receiver 3. Dotson, $2 million, 2.75. Quez, a rookie deal. Okay. Congratulations. So maybe the Eagles will give Hollywood number 11 so they don't have to burn their jerseys. Chiefs sold out to stop the run in the Super Bowl. Jamarcus Russell could have made those throws. Elite. This is a great take. Stout lost his job because Hurts couldn't overcome. I agree. Seal's mad as fuck today because we made a good move. A good move with Hollywood Brown. A fucking Hollywood Brown move is now. Hey, by the way, Marsh, I'll give it to you. Of all the shitty moves you've made so far, no, the Woolen move is good. That's a good move. So this is probably your second best move? Yeah. I'll give it to you. Yeah, that's your second best move. Yeah. I can hear the hate. Why would I hate on a guy like Hollywood Brown? He's a nobody. Let's see. Let's see the last time Hollywood Brown was good. Hold on here. Let me go over here. Let's go to Hollywood Brown and his great career. I think he was good in Baltimore. Here's Hollywood Brown. Let me take a look at this guy's tremendous career. Let's see here. So Hollywood Brown, 584 yards in Baltimore, 764 in Baltimore. Look at that. 91 catches for 1,000 yards in 21. Next year after that, 767 catches. After that, 51 catches, 574. Got hurt in Kansas City. No, yeah, got hurt in Kansas City. And last year in Kansas City, he had 49 catches for 587 yards. This guy's had 4,322 catches and yardage in 7 years. And how many TDs? 33. 7, 8, 6, 3, 4, 0, and 5. Great sign. He is a perfect, Dumb Reyes says, a number 3. For a quarterback, hey, get this. It's a great signing by Howie. So, Sills, let me get this straight. You got rid of a headache in Gardner Johnson and added another one in Woolen. Hey, folks, let me go back up here to Dumb Reyes. And I'm going to show you something here. But the offense is going to change. Hold on here for a minute. Let's go down here to teams here. I want to do this one more time on the greatness of Jalen Hurts and the 3-hole in Philadelphia Eagle history. So let's take a look at the wide receiver number 3 last year. Let's see. DeVonta and AJ off the board. Let's see number 3. Dotson had 18 catches. Cooper had 9. We're at 27 catches. Let's see here. Covey had 2. Michi had 4. So you had 33 catches in the 3-hole last year. He's a perfect number 3. When you don't even – so in 17 ball games. So wait a minute. What is that? Let me do this because you know I'm not very good at math here. So, like, let's see here. What is 33 catches divided by 17 games comes out to per catch per game? One catch per game last year came out of the 3-hole, and it's a great sign. Like, yeah, something like that. 1.6 catches per game. Great sign. Exactly. Jalen doesn't use wide receiver 3. So why? It's not. I like I said, I don't really care. At most, Holly will have 125. Well, let's see. What did Dotson at 262 for a guy who they don't throw the ball to? Hey, Kyle, I'd like, you know what we should do? We should take a look and go back and do this. Let me go back here. Oh, yeah, I can. So let's go back to 2021. Let's go back to 2021. Hold on, regular season. How many catches came out of the 3-hole? Queasy had 43 catches one year. Oh, he was the number 2 wideout. That's why. Rager had 33 that year when Hurts was the quarterback. So he had 30. Shit, the best year they had was out of the 3-hole was in the first year. Wait a minute. 33. Ward had 7. So there's 40. So you had 40 catches in year 1 of him starting in 21. What do you have in 22? 22 regular season. Let's see. A.J. Brown, DeVonta. There they are. Where's number 3? Watkins had 33. Pascal had 15. That's 48. So you had 48. So you had 40 and 48. Let's see what he had in 23. Boy, you really spread it around. Let's see here. Wide receiver 3. Guy had 10. Queasy had 50, had 25. Julio had 11. That's 36. He had 36. One more here. Let's see in the Super Bowl year. Wow, I guarantee you this thing's low. Let's see here. Number 3 wideout. Dotson, 19. Anus Smith at 4. There's 23. Wilson had 5. There's 28. You had 28 catches in 2024 out of the 3-hole. And what did we say last year? You had 33. So here's what you've had in Jalen Hurts' time as a starting quarterback. As a starting quarterback out of the 3-hole since he's been in Philly. 40, 48, 36, 28, and 33 in 17 ball games out of the 3 wide receiver hole. Yeah, whatever. Hey, Queasy Watkins with better hand skills. You're a bona fide hater, man. I swear. I'm not a hater. Why? Because I'm pointing out on what you guys don't do out of the 3-hole. But it's going to change now, right, Marsh? Because of Hollywood Brown. I'm not hating. I think it's a whatever sign. I don't give a shit. Hollywood Brown. What? That's a game changer? Hey, Sills, he's a competent guy to play the 3-hole. You don't go to him, man. I'm not. Now, listen, the problem I have with the sign, that's going to be your number 2 guy. Sills, the Hollywood move means Howie gets AJ replaced in the middle rounds, but now the Eagles have a Brown who can play out of the slot. Okay. All right. So here, hey, Bob, you go into the season. Here's going to be your wide receiving core. You ready? It's going to be DeVonta Smith, Hollywood Brown, and Darius Cooper. Sills talks like that for Really? Really? Sills talks like that for 40 years. Go back to my playing day. Do you think I've not been like this since I was 16 years old? Yeah, no. I changed it to get a rile out of Jimbo. Whew. But shit, Jimbo. I'm so glad I got you going. Holy shit. I was really worried about it last night. I would send 32 mil pass dropping, not fighting for football's AJ, to the ass Jets or Cleveland for whatever. Bag of nails. Seals, I believe post June 1, Patriots will cave. All right, let's get to it. So, Jaylen Waddle's deal. Okay. Jaylen Waddle's deal. I told you guys, and I've not changed one bit. on anything on my prediction about A.J. Brown going to and the Patriots. Alonzo Highsmith told you the Eagles want a 1 and a 3. The Patriots want to give them a 2 and a 3. That's where they are. That's where they are. Now with Jaylen Waddle is not a better football player than A.J. Brown. He's just not. And the Patriots, if they want Brown, it's a 1 and a 3. And get this, I didn't believe that the Patriots would be forced into doing this, but I agree now. I think it's a 1 and a 3, or you don't do it. However, you take a chance at imploding your football team. Okay? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate this. I believe this is the first time that I've seen you do this here. Sills, Eagles suck. Go Cowboys. Sign the bad guy. Thank you, man. We always welcome new people into the room here. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you very much. We got a newbie in here. I think your Cowboys have done some really good things. Now, they got to pay it off in September. They got to pay it off. It says opening day wide receiver will be Smitty, Hollywood, and a wide receiver drafted in the second round. Maybe. Watch this one. This is like my favorite kind of go-to. Oh, no. Can't do that. I can't click on people who say nothing. So when people say something that has some small bit of intelligence, you don't have – see, you could be as dumb Reyes, and I engage with him. But when you're dumber than Reyes, see, he's the low bar. He's like the Kirk Cousins of people in here. So anything below dumb Reyes, I'm sorry, I'm not really going to give you my time. Or if you do, you're going to have to pay for my time. Most of you in here don't, like, hey, Marshall's my boy. I love the guy. But most of the people in here that are like lower than dumb Reyes, those people have to pay for my time. Because I don't just hand it out like that. How you doing? How we not bringing that shit back in the locker room? He knows better. Okay? He knows better. This deal isn't that big other than giving us another depth piece. Yes, completely agree. Absolutely. You need to tell Sills to watch his mouth. He's going to write a check. His mouth can't cash. That's what's called sports talk there, Junior. Have opinion. Stick by it. Right or wrong. You ever hear of it? Or what? Let me guess. You have no conviction in your life, and you just waddle around, and you just what? Let me guess. What do you do? Just woke it around? Oh, that's okay. Wrong show, kid. You need to go over to those sports talk shows in Philly. They'll kiss your ass. All you have to do is suck up to the screen caller. Hi, this is Dumb Reyes, and I would like to get on and talk with Joe. Hey, the Eagles are fucking great. I can't believe it. Yeah, I need to get you on the air. So the AJ situation is like buying a new car with 5-year payment plan, and after 3 years changing your mind, you can't afford another one, so you're stuck with it. So run it until the wheels fall off. There you go. Are you going to run AJ until the wheels fall off? I like it. Ton of wide receivers in this draft. Absolutely, I agree. Who? Okay, Sue. Boy, you don't get out much, Sue. Right? Sue, you don't get out much. Man. M. Reyes versus Sills. Boy, have I really elevated my game. Hey, Sills, do the Cowboys take Sills, does the Cowboys 2 first for Pickens if they offer is good to pass up? I'm not trading Pickens, dude. You got a great offense right now. I think you get a couple more dudes in the offensive line, and you got to keep building that defense up. If I were taking some of those twos that the Cowboys have, I'd move up and get that kid Styles from Ohio State. I would. Okay? Dan, that's a guy that's never dropped the gloves and basically fought anyone. You're a big guy, bet you can still cash the checks. When I need to, I could throw a dude off another building. Sorry, Aunt Betty. That brings back bad memories. So I won't. I apologize for that. Sills, we talked yesterday about the Eagles backloading contracts. It's becoming a problem with the cap going up annually. Shouldn't it offset? No, because what's happening is these contracts are starting to overrun the cap increase. Look at what the quarterback and look at the salaries that the quarterbacks, look at the salaries that the edge rushers are getting. I mean, 2 years ago, Josh Sweat went for $19 million. Now edge rushers are going for $35 million. Okay? Just you haven't gotten out of the chair in years. Calm down. That's because when I was out of the chair, I created greatness. You ever hear of it? Being drafted, playing professional baseball, anything else? Yeah, I did all my work, Hoss. I'm good. I'm good being Big Sills. This place is so clueless on accounting. It's a crown. Yeah, you think? Eagles haven't even paid Hurts yet. No, they did. They gave him a contract, but they don't want to touch it. Well, you missed out when Bobby Valentine said the Mets sent me to the Cape Cod League, and I was the property of the Mets. You missed that. You must have missed that interview. We got it for you on JAKIB. Or you got to go in the archives there, Sue. Go back and thumb through it. Or, Jesus, I forgot professional wrestling, too. How you doing? So those reports were the Sweat trade was fake reporting. Yeah, because there was too much money owed. Backloaded contracts favor the fucking team. Not with the money. It's starting to catch up, though, Slagger. You're wrong, guy. It's catching up with them. It's starting to catch up. The bone crusher. Sills gets out of the chair when he has to get gas every other day in his Hummer. Ugh. Bro, the coolest thing that I've discovered because of COVID is that I have a studio that I never have to leave. And it's becoming to a point where, get this, it's hurting my walking because I sit and do many shows. Me leaving the studio would be like a seismic event. Seismic. I do a morning radio show for 3 hours. I do this, and I do weekend shows. Soon there's something else coming. I mean, leaving my house, that ain't happening. You know, Sue, I'll tell you about paying $9 a gallon in California. It's better than having one of those dudes on the Jersey Turnpike with those white gloves filling my tank up. I always felt odd with a guy filling my tank up on the Jersey Turnpike. And they still do that bullshit. You can't fill your own gas up on the Jersey Turnpike. Guy, don't touch my gas cap. Just don't touch my gas cap. I can't even put fucking water in my for my windshield wipers, and the guy blew a gasket on me the last time, and then I had to go over to a Roy Rogers, and the guy was giving me shit about it. Okay? Still playing hardball baseball in 35 and older leagues and still throwing the high 80s. There you go, Charlie. Sills, if WIP threw a bag of money at you, you moving to Philly? Hoss, WIP doesn't have a bag of money. They're Odyssey. I mean, they're penny stock. They don't have a bag of money. What are you kidding me? I have a bag of money. You know what Howard Eskin and what Angelo Cataldi make and what they made, trust me, those two guys alone, they had to fire them. For the money that they're paying those guys are making 125 to 150 tops. Do you know what I made in Tampa alone? I made 250 in Tampa. You know what I made in Miami? I made $450,000. You know what I made at Fox Sports Radio? I made $500,000, and my wife made $70,000 as my producer. I'm not paying those jobs any longer. What are you crazy me? Bill Cunnilingus is probably making $98,000 a year. Come on, man. Ain't paying anybody anymore. Yep, I live in Jersey, so I'm used to it. Dude, I never got used to. I can't tell you how many times I go back and forth between Atlantic City and my boys in New Jersey. Or I drive up from when I was at Maryland, going up through New Jersey. I never got the guy having to do my oil. I'll do my oil and fill up my tank. I'm taking Charlie deep, dead center, 400 yards. How you doing, Martin? Are you sure you read my super sales? Diesel fuel killing me on the road. I just paid $8 a gallon. Let me see if I can't miss out anything on Marsh. So let me go back here. Marsh, I better not have missed anything on you because I fucking dig you, bro. This guy goes back and forth, and he is a true sports talk dude. Let me see here. Let me double check here. Hey, Queasy Watkins with better hand seals. You're a bona fide hater, man. I swear. I think I got them all. Oh, my God. I got you, Marsh. Where's Marsh here, man? Where are you, bro? Okay. Marshall got to be a truck driver. And wrong. Hey, Marsh, if you are a truck driver, get this, Marsh. Then I'm going to get to, holy shit, I haven't got to my topics yet. So, Marsh, I tried going from Connecticut to New Jersey. No, wait, to Patterson in a semi when I was a kid. I was supposed to get my delivery there in 6 hours. I was supposed to get my stuff in 6 hours. It took me 12. I had to sleep in the car, in the cab, because I couldn't get it going. Oh. Sileo, as a Niner fan, I'm scared of Philly because of Howie. Okay? I've been following your show for a while now. Let me tell you something about your Niners, dude. I think your 49ers are going to be a real good team this year. I think John Lynch is getting his guys back. I think they're with Mike Evans. I like the Evans sign. You get your health back. You're going to get Fred Warner back. I think you're going to get Bosa. What Bosa we're going to get back? Hopefully you sign Trent Williams. Your 49ers, that JV team beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Can you imagine how bad that ass beating would have been if they would have had their star players against Philly? They'd have beat them by 20. Backloaded contracts, only good for short-term success to win a Super Bowl within 3 years, 2 to 3, bites you in the long term, hence why our roster is always cut down and why you're signing one-year deals. We're going to talk about Howie here in a second. Oh, that thing was a train wreck. I was 19 years old, I think, when I did that. Does anyone in here understand the difference between salary and guaranteed money? I think everybody does, but you. Seals, when the Eagles trade AJ away, do you think he goes down as their greatest wide receiver ever? I know T.O.'s a better talent. AJ's the best receiver you've ever had in Philadelphia Eagle history. Yes. And by the way, for the record, Hutch, DeVonta Smith will never be better than A.J. Brown. He's not a better talent. Yeah, I know. You're right. Whatever. So these guys are delusional, just like their boy Philly 500. Like I said, man, I think the Cowboys have to pay it off, though, dude. Here, if the Cowboys win the offseason of all the teams, actually, I think the New York Giants are winning the offseason in the NFC East. The Cowboys are, if I were to rank them right now, the Giants with the biggest improvement, Cowboys, Eagles, and then the Commanders. That's where the offseason is right now. Eagles haven't done really well. Like I said, the kid from Seattle is a good sign. Who has better hands, AJ or Smitty? So let's see this. Let's take a look at that for a second. Let's see. Let's go to AJ Brown for a moment. Well, wait a minute. If DeVonta's got better hands, why did they ever make him number one? Wait a minute. If Smitty's got better hands, why was he never the number one player here? DeVonta Smith has never been the number one wide receiver in Philadelphia. And he's got the best hands? Yeah, try making that make sense. Let's see. Let's see here. Do they have drops? How many drops has A.J. Brown? How many years has he been in Philly? Since 23. How many drops has A.J. Brown had since 23? How many drops? Drop passes. Drop passes. Has A.J. Brown had since 2023? He's had 4 drops since the 23 season. You think he's got bad hands? A.J. Brown's had 4 drops since 2020. A.J. Brown has a total of 4 drops in the 2023 regular season, according to PFF. So here, 2023, he had 4 drops. 24, he had 0. Last year, he had 3 in the regular season. So he had 7 drops in 3 years. You think that's a lot? Let's see here. Yeah, he got here in 22. He didn't get here in 23 because they went to the Super Bowl with him. So let's go here. Let's revise that. Let's see here. How many drops has he had since he's been an Eagle? Is it 10? Since he's been an Eagle? 10 in 3 years. He had, in 2024, he had 0. Sills, Smitty can have better hands while AJ's a better receiver, just like Burrow or Allen are better quarterbacks, but Hurts is more successful. Okay? Let's see here. Smith has 20 drops. No, it's not a lot, but it proves he did drop all those against San Francisco on purpose. That, I don't think you can dispute that, dude. I don't. Let me get to the topics here. By the way, hit the like button. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you very much for coming aboard. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, our little interview with Angelo is now, kind of going out there a little bit, and people are commenting on it now. Angelo calling the Philadelphia media using the P word. Hey, yeah, it's all good. Yes, sir. I prefer Smith's route running, and here. Well, let me ask you something. That's never been answered by Eagle fans. So, Flash. Thanks, Reyes. So, Flash, you drafted DeVonta number 10, right? Why did you draft a wide receiver or trade for a wide receiver and use a first-round pick the following year? If you thought DeVonta was so great, why'd you do that? So you went wide out at number 10 in 21. And in 22, you traded for AJ. Why not? So wait a minute. Then you obviously didn't think DeVonta was a number 1 then, right? Hey, dude, when Jamar Chase got drafted by the Bengals, he was a number 1. When Justin Jefferson got drafted, he was a number 1. When Davante Adams got drafted, he was a number 1. Anything to do with fucking being young? Sills, this show makes my afternoons. I am currently a rectal cancer survivor doing well. You and Z do a great job. Thank you, bro. Bro, congratulations to you, man. I'm glad you rang the bell. Kudos to you, man. Who? The Eagles didn't think he wasn't a number 1, clearly. Yeah, they never thought he was. They haven't. Maybe they do now. Maybe they do now. Jefferson wasn't a number 1. So you're telling me Jefferson's first year, get this, folks, Jefferson wasn't a number 1. I'm talking about number 1 on the team. So Justin Jefferson, according to you, was not a number 1 receiver his first year in the league? Is that what you're saying? Justin Jefferson had 88 catches for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns in his rookie year. In his first 2 years in pro football, he had 3,000 yards and 17 touchdowns. In 3 years in the league, he had 3,800 receiving yards and 28 touchdowns. That guy has always been a number 1. The fuck are you talking about, guy? Not a number 1. Dude, he had 1,400 yards on that team. He had 1,400 yards. Jefferson had 1,400 yards, and Adam Thielen had 74 catches for 924 yards. And you're telling me that he was the number 1 when the most targets were 125 targets for Jefferson and 108 for Thielen, and he was the number 1. Okay. Hey, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Twiz at $32 million a year. He dropped those balls on purpose. It could be, man, because he didn't really have. Oh, he became the number 1. Really? You mean a rookie became the number 1? Gee. Well, how come? Well, wait a minute then. How come Smitty's never become the number 1? Jefferson's no. Dude, I knew Jefferson was the number one in camp. Smitty has great skills, but he does not have the body to be the man in the scheme that we run. Smitty's finesse while AJ's power. The scheme will change, so Smitty's skill set will fit better. Well, you're hoping that the quarterback skill set fits too. If Kyler Murray can't move the needle for the Vikings, Jefferson will play the AJ card in 27. I would too. Okay? I would too. We could have had that dude. It's all good. AJ prefers to be traded over staying with the Eagles. Please tell me that's not true. You made that up. Eagles announced they agreed to terms. 1-year deal. Hollywood Brown. Where did you see that? Here we go. Hang on. If the Eagles were to trade A.J. Brown prior to June 1st, Philadelphia would take on a dead cap north of $40 million. We know this. By waiting until June 1st, their dead cap incur would drop below $20 million for 26. Yeah, you're going to have to show me that line that Adam Schefter said that. I want to see that where he said that. You got to keep an eye on all you stunads out there. If Smitty was doubled and clouded by defense as much as AJ, he'd be Hollywood Brown. Smitty is always one-on-one. That's a great take, and always taking on the second corner. You're right. You're dead right. Smitty was a number one in his first year. Was a sure number one. He was drafted. Eagles put him on a lofty spot. Bro, you traded for a wide receiver the following year. Okay? They traded the following year a number one pick for the guy. Okay? Dolphins' total dead cap is $175 million. Man. Good thing for Eagles is either AJ being a post-June 1 trade, the draft pick would be for next year instead of this year. Correct. Both picks, if they get the 1 and the 3 that they want. So I got the first topic for you. By the way, Xander will join us at 3:30, and we will have Jason Cole at 4:30. All good? Okay. Yeah, and A.J. Brown is on a different level and a different style of receiver than Smitty. Then why didn't you draft a wide receiver the following? This makes no sense, dude. And by the way, M. Reyes, so you've wasted not wasted, but you used a 1 on AJ and you used another 1 on AJ, and you have $51 million invested in these two guys. And your passing game is 28th. It's coordinator, right? Hey, Kyle, I want you to do me a favor, Kyle. Kyle, I got to do something for you because you're my statistician. Will you tell me what the passing ranking was for 21? Wait, when AJ got here. 22, 23, 24, and 25. The Eagle passing offense. Let's see if I can do that. Hang on here. And what you guys have used in equity. Let's see if I could do that. See if I got here. Let's see here. Offense rankings. Can I go back to 23 here? Let me see here. Can I? What was the 23? 2023. What were they ranked? Okay. So here we go. Passing offense. The Eagles were ranked 16th in 2023. 16th. What were they in 24? Let me see here. The Eagles' passing offense was ranked 29th. Super Bowl year. Let's see what you were ranked this past year. 25. 2025 passing offense. Passing offense was ranked. Let's see here. That's rushing. Passing. 23rd. All right. So, my friends, gave up a 1 for AJ. You drafted DeVonta number 1, and you spent $51 million. And in the years since you got AJ Brown here, by the way, what was it in 22? Got to be fair there too, in 22. So 2022. I'm assuming that was a good year. Let's see. Passing offense in 22. Offensive rankings in 22. Let's go here. Kyle, look that up for me on 22. 22, they had a 9th passing game. I thought it was good. Okay. So in 2022, you were 9th. That's the best it's been under Shane Steichen. So you were 9th. In 23, you were 16th. In 24, you're 29th. And in 23, you're 3rd. The offensive passing game has regressed since 22. 23 was better. The last 2 years, the passing game has been the worst. 24 was actually the worst, the Super Bowl year. And you spent $51 million and 2 first-round picks and $50 million on a quarterback to have that? You're not utilizing your passing game, and yet you're spending money on it. Did you ever wonder? You've gotten worse since 22. You were 9th. What happened? Quarterback stopped running, right? It's the quarterback. He stopped fucking running. And when the quarterback stopped running, the last 2 years, you've been 29th and 23rd. And you think automatically you're going to turn that guy into some pocket passer? Get this. Those aren't moot stats. You know why? Get this. This is what Dumb Reyes said. This is how fucking dumb he is. Those are moot stats. We won a Super Bowl and haven't had the same coordinator in years. Then why did they change out the entire offensive coaching staff and fire Jeff Stoutland? Okay, answer that then. Hey, Dumb Reyes, everything you said's true. Then why'd they fire everybody? Then why'd they fire everybody? If you've had all this success, Jaylen has not been a top passer. Jaylen has been a top rusher in the offense every year. He's not been the top rusher. Jaylen has been a top rusher. I'm not sure what that means. Why have they fired everybody then? If all that shit you said's true, then why'd they fire everybody? Why'd they fire everybody? I'll wait. I want to hear this. It's how you keep the scheme fresh. People like Stoutland wanted to keep the old way. And get this, folks. Jeff Stoutland on February 9th had the greatest running attack in pro football history. Within a matter of 5 months, this guy comes up and other people are saying that Stoutland got old. In 6 months? Dude, you're fucking dumb as a box of rocks. You make no sense. Fire Jeff Stoutland? Dude, you can force a guy out. To me, they fired his ass. They fired him because Jeff didn't want to do their bullshit. Jeff left the Eagles because they know it's a dying thing on the vine. That's why he walked out. He didn't want to be part of that. You ever ask yourself that question? Why did Jeff Stoutland walk away? He walked away because he doesn't want to be part of that bullshit. They wanted him to stay as the O-line coach. He said, fuck that. I'm not staying for this mess. I've got no interest in it. 22 and 23, it was a top. You weren't top 10 and 23. You were 16th. You were 16th in passing, dude. You were 16th in passing. Stoutland wanted to keep running power with a crippled interior. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Chris, what's his name? Cooper? I'm sure he's better. Get this, guys. Anybody in here who thinks Chris Cooper is a better offensive line coach than Jeff Stoutland is a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. Jeff Stoutland has forgotten more than what that guy Chris Cooper knows. Okay? Seals, mark my words, Stoutland will have a top 5 rushing attack for some team in the next 2 years. Not going to idiotic people. I didn't say Cooper was good. So wait a minute. You fired a guy or you forced a guy out and you hired a stiff. Yeah, that makes sense. Anybody who believes that this dude's right, that Jeff Stoutland should have been fucking pushed out the door for Chris fucking Cooper, don't log into the show anymore. Stoutland was the problem last year. Was not the problem last year. Injuries and Petula were. I don't know if Cooper's good, but we'll find out. Boy, that's always good going into. Hey, that's like doing this. So let me go in that ocean, fucking submarine thing. Hey, I don't know if it's going to hold, but we're going to find out. And let's go in the sub and see if that thing can hold. Let's find out. Yeah, no, that's not me. Hey, get this. Let's go on an airplane ride and let's hope the wings hold up. Hey, we'll find out. Yeah, no, don't put me on that bitch. Don't be surprised if Stoutland lands with the Texans next year. Don't be surprised if Stoutland lands in New England next year. Seals, playing in the right scheme allows you to maximize talent. Tampa played you at the nose. Did that make you a bad DT? Nope. This organization does not understand the player-scheme relationship. Seals, so you leave no room for the idea Stoutland needed to go. Absolutely zero. Zero. Except for one thing. It's Nick's shop. Except for one thing. Nick's shop. But this will get him fired. You fired and pushed out Jeff Stoutland. And if that thing doesn't have massive success, they're going to look at you going, you fired Jeff Stoutland and the thing went off the rails and you put the thing at the bottom of the ocean, you're fired. Changing the scheme and firing Stoutland, you better be great. Not good. Not decent. You better be great. Stoutland makes it a bigger bullseye because of all these hires. I mean, dude, firing Jeff Stoutland, the only reason that Jeff Stoutland should have been pushed out was because it is Nick's shop. This is his shop. And he's the head guy. If Jeff wanted to go down that lane, he loses that, and I'm going to back Nick on that. Because the Eagles are backing Nick on that. But we'll see how that plays out. If Nick was right to fire Jeff Stoutland from being, get this, do we not agree? Jeff Stoutland was fired from the run coordinating job as the Philadelphia Eagle run coordinator. Is that yes or no? Do you agree? He was fired from being the run coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. Right? No. He quit being the O-line coach. Okay. Well, that's a woke-ass word for being fired as the run coordinator. Fired as the run coordinator. Says, you think Grizzard is the OC if Manning craps the bed? Also, you think he was given Brian Johnson treatment in Tampa? A little bit. I think Josh Grizzard, I think the head football coach used him as an example and used him as an excuse for his inability to play and coach on defense. Doug P. said Stoutland had no problem taking input from him and Frank Wright, but wouldn't from Kellen, KP, or Nick. Why? Because he doesn't believe in what they're doing. Doug Peterson and Frank Wright and Nick and KP and Kellen. He probably didn't mind Kellen. Hey, by the way, Kellen's the one that conformed to Jeff Stoutland. Dude, he quit the fucking O-line job. He was fired from being the run coordinator. Yes, fired as the run coordinator, quit as the O-line coach. Thank you. Because he respected them, they were men, not little weasels. Hey, I'm going to say it again, though. Stoutland's wrong in one area. Though head coach wants to do something, no matter who you are, player, coach, it's his ball and game, man. It's his bat and ball. You got to go with it, whether you're there. It's his deal. And so Jeff bailed. I don't blame him. He don't want to be around for that bullshit. Listening to guys who've never done shit and a whole crew of them, I can't wait to see what Vic does. Hey, by the way, don't be surprised if that offense gets out to a slow start and that defense starts getting softer in the middle of the season. Because why? Too many 3-and-outs. Let's keep an eye on 3-and-outs at the beginning of the year this year. Okay? September, October, in there. Let's see what happens to them 3-and-outs if it improves. Because I think that's going to be the biggest problem you got there. Is still correcting the 3-and-outs. By the way, one more thing on this. The price for AJ is a 1 and a 3. We've been telling you this. I told you exactly what the Patriots said. The Eagles want a 1 and 3. They want to only give a 2 and a 3. True. We all have bosses unless you're signing the checks. That's correct, man. End of the day, when somebody says something that's signing your check, you got to fucking go, all right. Or leave. You don't have to be there. You know? Sills, I agree, you on Stout, but consider that the kids were drafted were ready to step in when the line got injured. I know it takes time, but Williams, Hinton, Kendall, Lampkin kept Tooth employed. Dude, the depth of the football team is clearly not where it was when you had Steen and Fred. When you had Steen and Fred coming in for the group in 24, those were good backups. When those guys got elevated, Steen became a starter. Fred had to play a lot of the time over at right tackle because Lane got hurt. You had nobody. Let's see. Howie wants a 1 and a 3. New England wants to give him a 2 and a 3. Yes. I thought Howie wanted 1 and 3 and a player. I don't know about the player. All I know is that I'm being told that the Patriots only want to offer it a 2 and a 3. My contention is I think Howie's right. Because, hey, senor, if you give him a 2 and a 3, you're talking about what? The 30th pick, 31st pick in each round? Those are like 3rd and 4th round picks. I think if New England wants to make this deal happen on June 1st, now they can make it happen because of what they did with the Goddard deal. It's got to be a 1 and a 3. And especially since we've seen what Jaylen Waddle just went for. Hey, Dan, Vic likes to have a quarterback at safety. I think Cooper could be moved to safety now that they have Woolen on the outside. Cooper could do a lot at safety plus help if we draft one. I would say this. By the way, there are 6 teams, I'm being told, that are in the AJ sweepstakes. One of those teams is going to get him. And the Eagles are moving him. The owner now wants him moved. Okay? Jimmy Sexton, his agent, and Howie Roseman are working with teams to try to make this happen. And they're trying to convince, again, if you want A.J. Brown, now there is something to the disgruntled player and his attitude. That's kind of holding the deal up a little bit. Okay? So there's 6 teams. I don't know all 6, but I do know the Chargers. The Rams want to move Devontae Adams. That's what's being said. They want to move him. New England, obviously. Buffalo still is in the mix. I'll tell you this. Here's what you have going for you is that New England and Buffalo, they're in an arms race. Buffalo's got to do something for Josh Allen to get him some better players at wideout. And after the Super Bowl, the Patriots know that May needs more if you're going to win it than having a guy like Stephon Diggs. Okay? I mean, and by the way, you know who I wouldn't? They just made a trade today for Jaylen Waddle. Picked up all that money and gave first-round picks. I would not be shocked if the Texans get in this thing and get a wide receiver on the other side of Nico Collins for C.J. Stroud. They got to get that offense going. If they get that offense going, the Texans will win a Super Bowl. That's a great defense. Don't waste it. I love what they're doing in Houston. They're not ever going to rip that defense apart. I think it's got a lot to do with the head coach, DeMeco Ryans. Just like in Philadelphia, they don't touch the offensive side of the football. They rip apart the defensive side of the football. Sills, What can we look for in the offensive line that could tell us Cooper is the guy? I say in the running game. If you see Barkley having more success. Look, I don't know if they have the right offensive line or what they're going to try to do. I don't really know what they're going to try to do. I don't really think they're going to do much. I think it's just different thinking. I think they're going to do a lot of the same shit, add a couple more wrinkles with Hurts being under center. Other than that, okay? What's not true now? So I think Howie can win this trade with getting draft capital back. Waddle just got moved for a high amount. I agree. So you think they want to improve the O-line's health? Well, the only way the O-line's health improves if those guys just get rest, and they're resting now. And listen, if they start turning that offense into a finesse scheme, I mean, probably one of the reasons why you're right. Stoutland wanted out. But firing Jeff Stoutland from the run game. So let me get this right. Hey, Kyle. I wonder what the Eagle run game was the last 4 years. Let me see something here. So when did Barkley get here? Saquon Barkley got here in 24, right? So let me go back. When did Stout? Hey, Kyle, what were they in rushing in 21? I can't find 21. Let me go 22 here. (2022). So Stoutland, 22. Here we go. 2022. Were they third? In 23, the Eagles rushing. In 23, the Eagles were 8th. In 24, they were 2nd. Last year, what were they in 25? So this guy's never been out of the top 10 except for this one last year. Is that right? Every year Stoutland was the run game coordinator, they were in the top 10. And this last year rushing, the Eagles were 18th. So every year but 1 year, in 21, they were first in rushing. They were first, they were third, they were second, and they were 18th. Did you ever think that the injuries to the team had something to do with that? Wow. So the guy who had the most success on what he was in charge for in the entire Nick Sirianni era had one down year, and you fired that guy from that job? And you hired a guy and Chris Cooper? Okay. Sure. When you've gone through offensive coordinators every single fucking year since he's been here, the one thing that you did great for 5 years, guy has a down year because of the team being injured, you fired him. And you think you know better moving forward. Sirianni got carried. Sirianni got tired of carrying Sirianni with no credit. And Sirianni probably got tired of Stoutland getting all the credit. Everybody's got an ego here. Stoutland had Jaylen in a straitjacket. Stoutland wasn't the offensive coordinator. Oh, I see. So a team that was 50-18 in 4 years under Jeff Stoutland's leadership in driving the ball and winning 2 NFC titles in a Super Bowl, you guys got tired of that. Solid. I can't believe those idiots fired Stoutland. It's not like Howie did a good job getting backup players for Stout. They had to trade to get Fred back. Get this, everyone's getting excuses for the team, and Jalen Hurts gets excuses for the offensive guys in the O-line for being hurt. But Stoutland never got fucking credit for the injuries in the O-line? Oh, I see. Spinning tails, get this. They were number 1 and 21 in rushing. In 23, they were number 2. And in 22 and 23, they were in the top 4. In 24, they were second. And last year, they were 16th in rushing. And it wasn't because of the injuries. Nobody on that offensive coaching staff over the last 5 years had more success than Stoutland. Not even Sirianni. All your fucked up coordinators had nowhere near the success that Jeff Stoutland had. But one down year in the run game, because the team was injured, hey, if you're going to give Jalen the pass, you got to give Stoutland the pass, but no. Okay. And then you fired the entire offensive coaching staff, except the wide receiver coach and the running back coach. Okay. So here, let me do this one. Why are you giving Howie Roseman the benefit of the doubt again compared to what last year happened? Let's do this too. In 2023, here, this is Nick's last shot. Let him go out with a bang. Boom. So in 2023, Howie did dog shit in free agency. 24, he was spectacular. 2025, he was bad. Am I wrong? 23, he was bad in free agency. 24, he was spectacular. 25, he was bad. Now in 26, how's he done so far? How do you think he's done? How do you think he's done? This is now year 4. I get it. The 24 season, that gives you a shitload of equity. I completely give that to you. You earned it. That's massive equity. That's massive equity. 23, he was bad. 24, he was great. 25, he was bad. And 26, yet to be determined, but so far, not a good start. Stoutland was a run game coordinator since 2018. I was talking just about the Sirianni era. I'm talking about the Sirianni era. Since Stoutland came in 2013, the Eagles have had a top 10 rushing game until 2025. Is that a Rasputin? Is that a fact? So Jeff Stoutland, since 2013, the Philadelphia Eagles have been in the top 10 in rushing. And you fired the guy. Name me anyone in the league that has done anything remotely close to that, passing or rushing. Sean McVay? So is that right, Rasputin? Since 2013, Jeff Stoutland has had a top 10 rushing attack? Oh, boy. I'll tell you, you guys, man, it never ends, baby. This is just content gold. How you doing? Okay? How are you doing here? All right. Man, do we got a lot to get